Welcome to the Bourbon Van. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie.
Today we are drinking Elijah Craig Barrel Proof once again.
Yep.
All right, you're probably wondering where we've been on this one. Everybody else did their reviews weeks ago, months ago in some cases. It did arrive a little late here in Oregon.
Always does.
That's reason number one. But reason number two is, if you've been watching reviews, you would think everybody hated this bottle.
Or loved it.
It's the bottle that gets the most widespread reviews that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
1 minute somebody says they've got maple syrup on it and burnt oranges. The next person says that they're getting cocoa nibs or milk chocolate with
Yogurt.
raisins, yogurt,
Yeah.
peanuts. It seems like nobody can nail this bottle down. When we did get this bottle, you guys know I'm a huge barrel proof fan, especially when we're talking Elijah Craig, and I was so excited about it, and it didn't really hit my palate right off. However, neither did C920.
True.
And it wound up being top 3 bourbons of the year for me last year. So this is one of those bottles that I really do think gets better with time. I think that it needs to open up, and you'll see right here, we're down to the middle of the E on Elijah. Right about there is where I think that these bottles tend to be at their absolute best. And this is the bottle, well, B520 was the bottle that sort of woke me up when I already liked bourbon, and then I tried that and said, wow, bourbon can be amazing. It can be even better than I thought it can be. That's why Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, even though there's some ups and downs as they release these 3 times a year, this bottle gets the benefit of the doubt from me. And so we waited to review it until it was down to that section where I think that these bottles get really, really good. And it's been on the shelf for a little over a month now, so we're excited. I'm excited. Are you excited?
You seem excited.
I'm always excited. When we're talking barrel proof, I'm just jabberbox. I can't help myself.
I did love that B520, so we'll see how this stacks up.
By the way, and if you haven't been watching those other videos, if you don't know what other people think of this one, this is the lowest proof Elijah Craig Barrel Proof ever. This one comes in at 118.2 proof. If you're scoring at home, that's still a couple points more than, say, Wild Turkey Rare Breed or a lot of the other barrel proof products on the market. So it's still sort of a heavy hitter when it comes to proof. Here in Oregon, this bottle went up at the beginning of the year, so we're getting it for $70 now. So in the past, that $70 has seemed like a no-brainer for a product this good, 12 years aged, non-chill filtered. We have been letting this rest. We've got our challenge coins over here. First time ever using these.
They're kind of weird.
They're a little weird. Yeah,
They're very cute, though.
They are cute, and they got Norman on them. See, what more could you want?
Nothing. When he's not on video, he'll be with us.
Right, he'll be with us in our pockets all the time. All right, so we'll get to the nose, we'll get to the tasting. I'm excited. Did I say, I said that already? I don't care.
So I'm getting the usual here, caramel, vanilla, some oak char in there.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a very gentle nose compared to some of the other Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs out there.
Yeah.
And I do get this on some of the other bottles. There's a little bit of chocolate on there, maybe a milk chocolate. Pretty well balanced though. This doesn't sort of stick out in any direction. You kind of know that you're in for, or you hope that you're in for a pleasant sip here. What do you think? Are you ready?
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, at the 118 proof point, you were thinking maybe you'd get a little burn on the nose.
Yeah, there's no harshness.
There's nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, guys.
So we warmed up with C920, 132.8. Really, really hot, right? Mm-hmm. Doesn't really drink that hot.
No.
At 118 proof, this has astringency.
Yeah, I'm getting a little warmth in my throat. I did get some nice chocolate notes on that.
Absolutely, and the note that I get is, I don't know if I've used this, I think I've used this before, really not expensive chocolate covered peanuts, milk chocolate covered peanuts.
Like generic.
Yeah, where the peanut really isn't bringing much to the party, just enough to let you know it's there. The chocolate's not actually bringing all that much to the party either.
Probably more the chocolate that's generic than the peanuts, because I'm not really sure how
generic peanuts?
Generic peanuts work.
Not very hard, I imagine. It's almost like if, ooh.
I don't know. I mean, I did have this like last week or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a similar response. I might be in team I could pass.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. You know what? This one is different. I don't know that this really, it doesn't hit my palate all that much. I will say the nice things about it are the oak. There's still that cherry note. There is something weird going on that reminds me of cough syrup if it was maple flavored.
Delicious.
Yeah, I don't want to say I don't like that because, you know, I'm a guy who likes his cough syrup, but there's something very strange about it. It is unusual, and maybe that's why there's so many tasting notes that are getting bounced around out there. I think this is just a super unusual one that's hard to pin down.
So it's interesting, on my last sip, I was thinking about what you were just saying, and I did get like a weird, almost like orangey viscousness that's almost like you said, like a cough syrup. There's a little bit of bitterness on the end too. People have been throwing out, like you said, different notes from maple syrups to chocolates to different kinds of fruits on this one. And I am getting like a chocolate covered fruit, like a chocolate covered orange a little bit, but it has a little bit of bitterness at the end, which is maybe more your generic flavoring. Yeah,
there's not a ton of sweetness coming off of this one. And then I would even say that there's like tobacco flavored cough syrup here. It keeps coming back to cough syrup for me. There's a familiar note there, and it's almost, I don't know, what do they put in that stuff? Mentholyptus or whatever they call it.
Oh yeah.
There's a bit of like a mentholness to it. So maybe that's why I'm thinking tobacco. That's why I'm thinking cough syrup, or not the nighttime stuff that knocks out. I'm talking like the daytime. Let's say this is daytime cough syrup. I don't recommend using it that way, but that's what I'm getting out of it.
I'm surprised because you usually kind of like the more unique bottles, right? Like where the flavors kind of like skew off to whatever direction and they're not just those simple flavors or whatever. This one's just not hitting it for me. Like the flavors are a little bit mushy, undistinguishable. It falls a little flat.
Yeah, you know, we usually grab a second bottle after we've had the first bottle for a little while, and we go, okay, that's as good as we thought it was going to be. Grab that other bottle for a backup. This is probably going to be the first Elijah Craig barrel proof in over a year that we haven't grabbed a backup of. And even the finish, we haven't talked about the finish much. The thing that's hanging around here for me on the finish, orange daytime cough syrup. That's pretty much it. There's a little mintiness there. There's a little something on the back of my tongue, but on my breath, it's just that daytime cough syrup.
I'd also like to know what like friends and acquaintances think of this bottle, because I do think it's going to be a very much personal choice on this one.
I completely agree. This is a personal choice bottle. This bottle is weird enough. It has enough completely oddball flavors in it, and I mean, again, if you've been watching the Whiskey Tube reviews of this thing, they're all over the map. Quite honestly, I think we're all over the map on this one too. For me, it's a one and done, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try it. It's just unique enough that it might be in your wheelhouse.
And I got some nuttiness on that last sip, so it's morphing a little bit.
Was it generic nuttiness?
I don't know.
Who's to say?
Just nuts.
Well, I think that brings us to the end of this video. So once again, not even mixed messaging on this one because we can't even figure it out for ourselves. So I think if you're an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof fan, you definitely have to give it a shot, just like you're probably already planning to do if you haven't had it already. But if you have had it, let us know what you think of it. Let us know if you're going to buy a backup of this one.
What flavors are you getting out of it?
Yes, we're absolutely interested. What notes are you getting on this bottle? Have you tried it? What do you think of it? What notes are you getting? Are you buying a backup of this one?
Did you hate it?
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know that. And when you're done telling us all about that, check out our new online store at the Bourbon Van. We've got challenge coins, we have Glencairns, we have t-shirts, all sorts of stuff there. So
lots of Norman.
If you like shopping and you like Norman, get on there and get yourself some stuff. Check us out on Instagram at the Bourbon Van. Join us on Patreon. You can support us for as little as $3 a month, and from wherever we are
to wherever you are.
Cheers.